Season's greetings from your friends at the RWL YouTube channel. The following professional wrestling exhibition requires discretionary viewer participation. Hey, good evening to you RWL wrestling fans wherever you are. El Paso, Texas. Our next stop on the road towards the Memphis Million, less than 2 weeks away, 10 days away from Christmas and Holiday Road. It is just getting so exciting, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to RWL Rage. I'm Don Hickson. I'm joined by Christy Ogilvie and Myron Schimmelman, and indeed, the tensions are certainly heating up, and we still have the ongoing TV Tag Championship Tournament, and we're going to have 4 more matches tonight with 8 new tag teams coming in to compete. It is going to be absolutely out of control.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Hanukkah, everyone. Don, I hate to toot my own horn, but I think I've outdone myself pretty good with this tournament. The last week has been intense. We started it last week. It continued on snow. We got our first 4 locked in. And tonight we got 8 more tag teams looking to get their spots. It's gonna be the best.
Hey gang, yeah, the tension is definitely building. Entries for the men's and women's Memphis Million Battles Royal have started flowing in. And even usually quiet people want to stop us in the halls to top themselves up. I love this time of year.
So do we all, Christy, but it is time to get tonight's party underway with a ladies' contest. Sensational Sherry Martel accompanied by Too Short Welfare Popeye Scott Bell. Facing Angie Angel Guns accompanied by Rosita.
Boy, Too Short Welfare Popeye Scott Bell. There goes my day.
Howdy El Paso and welcome to RWL Rage. Our opening ladies match is scheduled for 1 fall with a 15-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle along with Too Short Welfare Popeye Scott Bell from Nashville, Tennessee, here is Sensational Sherry Martel.
Sensational. Sensational like the oldest, cheapest, sleaziest hotel in Las Vegas, the one with the sticky floor. Sensational. That's why she's running around with Scott Bell. Garbage.
Aw, Dawn, honey, the old man's getting heated up before we even get started. But I like that we got at least one guy on the panel that don't play to impartiality. Myron lays it all out there for you. Who he likes, hates, respects, and doesn't respect. All in black and white. I kinda like that about you, Myron.
You know something, Christy? You're a sweet kid.
Oh, Sherry Martel, seasoned veteran, either sensational or scary, depended upon your point of view. But Sherry Martel set to go up against Angie Angel Guns this evening, and would you listen to that? Something new has definitely been added. Yeah, that's the Las Reinas theme music. Sounds like Angie's joined the club.
And her opponent along with Rosita from New York City, here is Angie Angel Guns.
Okay. As our buddy Tex would say, shut up. Angie and Rosita all decked out in that Las Reinas strip. Not sure if it's just solidarity between these 2 tag team partners, or if Angie's promoting Josie and Lisa, or if she is actually down with the crew. But I can tell y'all one thing. I like it. And it really just makes sense for Angie to be part of the thing. And I'll tell you what else, guys.
What?
Sherry Martel is cooked. As of this very moment.
Wow.
Ain't no way she's getting past a former multi-time champion like Angie.
Well, look at that. We agree on the first match of the night. Besides, I hate Too Short, and I hate Sherry Martel. And, well, let's just go see what happens, huh?
Just be cool, baby. Auntie Christy got you.
Since her debut about 10 years ago, Angie Angel Guns has been anything but boring. Definitely a new look, though. Referee Willie Johnson sounds the bell. Angie opens up with a set of shots, takes Sherry Martel down to the canvas. Sherry Martel being worked on almost immediately by Angie Angel Guns. Starting out most aggressively, double axe handle across the back of Sherry Martel, followed up with a boot to the same, well now, double boot stomp right to the midsection. She is wearing up those brand new boots, Angie Angel Guns. All the way up on the top turnbuckle, Sherry Martel gets to a standing position, whoop, flying shoulder. Sherry Martel might be looking to get her way back up the ramp. Here comes Angie, and there's a shoulder that puts Sherry Martel out on the floor. Angie gonna go right out after her with Willie Johnson initiating the count. A driving knee into the head of Sherry Martel. Sherry back up to a standing position here. Sends Angie for a ride going towards the barricades. A slap across the face. Sherry Martel with a scoop slam. Angie Angel Guns on the outside. A driving knee to the side of the head of Angie. Sherry Martel finally cooking now. Angie counters with elbows to the midsection of Sherry Martel. Angie Angel Guns catching a little bit of the same from sensational Sherry. About to say scary Sherry, I wasn't sure which one. A dropkick to Angie Angel Guns against the barricade. Sensational Sherry Martel. Talking trash now. Headlock punch to Angie Angel Guns. Count starting to get up there a little bit, but Angie makes her way back inside the ring. Sherry Martel caught from behind. Angie Angel Guns escorts her towards the corner, slams her head into the turnbuckle, follows that up with a hard right hand, a boot to the midsection, and a grinding of the eyes right across the top rope. The steel turnbuckle exposed by Scott Bell might come into play a little later. No, it won't. Willie Johnson already on it. Angie Angel Guns with a knee right to the head of Sherry Martel. Down she goes. Sherry Martel has been on the receiving end of the bad business for most of this one. A forearm to Angie Angel Guns. Angie whipped towards the ropes. Sherry Martel ducks under a flying elbow as Sherry Martel goes for a pin. Not even a one. Angie powering out very quickly. Too short. Popeye Scott Bell muttering to himself at ringside. He does not look happy at all. Angie Angel Guns with an axe kick to the back of the head of Sherry Martel, and oh boy, she is talking trash. Sherry back up, a kick, a chop, and a drop kick to Angie Angel Guns. Angie makes her way to a standing position on the apron. Sherry Martel charges, there's a shoulder, and Angie finds her way out to the floor. Scott Bell had better mind his P's and Q's. I'll tell you that much. Angie Angel Guns gets a hold of Sherry Martel. Lines her up against the ropes. Takes her down to the canvas. A rope-assisted stomp right to the midsection. Angie Angel Guns covers. 1, 2. But no, Sherry Martel finding her way out of the danger zone here. Angie gathers her back up. As her, a backbreaker. A solid knee right across the lower spine. Sherry Martel laid out. Angie goes air, misses with the elbow. Sherry Martel stepping out of the way just in the nick of time. Angie lines her up against the ropes. A chop across the chest. The leg draped over the rope, and Angie, instead of going for a calf kick, decides to play tug of war with Sherry Martel's leg. Sherry counters with an elbow to the leg of Angie. They lock up middle ring. And whoa, a hard right hand to Sherry Martel. Angie Angel Guns definitely sporting that Los Reinos attitude. Angie with a hard right to Sherry Martel. Russian leg sweep. And look at this, into a submission. Referee Willie Johnson checking on Sherry Martel. Angie releasing the hold. Gathers Sherry Martel back up again. Sherry Martel counters the whip and drives a knee into the midsection of Angie. Angel Guns follows it up with a boot to the gut. And here we go, Sherry Martel. Losing all sense of decorum, so does Scott Bell, introducing a chair into the ring. Again, Willie Johnson, most efficient, getting rid of the chair almost at once. Sherry Martel stalking Angie. There's a stomp to the face. Rosita has been verbally taunting Angie. Leg scissor stomp. Rosita has been taunting Sherry Martel, but not actually interfering. Angie is laid out. Sherry Martel looks quite fatigued. Looks as though she's been working herself out quite hard. Angie Angel Guns in some serious trouble at this point, as Sherry Martel starts to put the boots to the hands and fingers of Angie Angel Guns. Sherry Martel with a set of hard right hands to Angie. She staggers but doesn't go down. Sherry Martel with a vertical suplex. Angie again out on the apron, makes her way to a standing position. Sherry Martel moves in. Angie shoves her the hell down onto her keister. A kick to the midsection, and here we go. The flatliner, and there it is. This could very well be it here, right? 1, 2, 3. Chalk this one up. Angie Angel Guns wraps it up with Sherry Martel right quick.
The time was 6 minutes and 36 seconds. Your winner, Angie Angel Guns.
Well, it certainly does look like the Double AG Angie Angel Guns has signed on as a member of Los Reinas, and it was a regal performance here tonight against Sherry Martel, picking up the 3-count pinfall against all the odds when Sherry Martel had all the cards, and Angie Angel Guns just snatched it out of her hands. That's going to do it for this match. We'll be right back with a whole lot more RWL Rage when we return right after the break.
Okay, y'all, it's time to continue the TV Tag Team Championship Tournament. And our first 2 new teams are the Insiders, International Champion Big Jake Blackwell and Stefan Von Berger, facing the team of Mad Dog McKay and Karrion Kross.
The following tag team tournament match is set for 1 fall with a 20-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle representing the Stronghold at a combined weight of 585 pounds, from Heidelberg, Germany, Stefan Von Berger, and from New York City, International Champion Big Jake Blackwell, the Insiders.
Alright, so a quick look at where we've been so far. The Revival defeated the X-Clan in the first round to retain. They came back later and lost to Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson. Tito Santana and Rick Martel lost to the Texas Hangman in the first round. They came back on Snarl and defeated Larry Zbyszko and Greg Valentine to retain their spots. Ari Alexandros and Tibor Bolescu defeated the 2 Kings, and they came back at Snarl and defeated the Dudley Boys too. And the Hart Foundation lost to the men from Lucha in the first round. And in the second, they eliminated Law and Disorder. And we still got 4 more teams to go. This tournament, I gotta say it again, I didn't do too bad with this one.
No, you didn't. The level of excitement is definitely heightened for this particular tournament.
Their opponents, at a combined weight of 448 pounds, from Las Vegas, Nevada, Karrion Kross, and from Ithaca, New York, Mad Dog Mark McKay.
This tournament has brought forth tag teams of every size, shape, and description, and age. This is the newest, Karrion Kross and Mad Dog Mark McKay, who joined forces about a month and a half ago, deciding to throw their hats into the ring for the TV Tag Tournament Championship.
And I gotta say, they got a pretty good chance. But their only problem is the Insiders, who have got a lot more experience.
Experience might go to Jake and Von Berger, but the new team's got an awful lot of heart. And who knows, it might be just enough to tip the scales in their favor over the insiders.
All right, it is going to be the man of the people, Big Jake Blackwell, and Mad Dog Mark McKay, starting off this tag team tournament matchup. Referee Tom Canamora sounds the bell. The men come center ring. Blackwell locks it up with McKay, whips him to his team's corner. McKay counters with a quick right, a quick jab, a kick. Blackwell puts on the brakes, takes him down to the mat. Jumping neckbreaker from Jake Blackwell, who turns it over to Stefan Von Berger. McKay rounded back up by the German technician. Head first into the turnbuckle goes McKay. There's a hard right, a quick shove, and Von Berger's warming it up. There's the clothesline, and down goes Mad Dog McKay. Yanked across the ring by his ankle. Stefan Von Berger, 300 pounds of pure power, and the German technician knows how to use it. Here comes Blackwell again. A double team kick to the ribs from Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay opens up with a series of shots, goes into a sleeper hold on Blackwell. Blackwell counters McKay with a jawbreaker, disengaging the hold. McKay locked up by Jake. A running boot to the face, and Big Jake Blackwell certainly primed here. Big Jake sets it up. Huge powerbomb to Mad Dog Mark McKay. A stomp to the lower abdomen from Big Jake Blackwell. Karrion Kross makes the tag. Big Jake Blackwell right there waiting for him. Gets a hold of him. A clothesline takes Karrion Kross down to the mat. McKay beating it out of town to his tag corner. Big Jake Blackwell gathers up Karrion Kross, whips him to his team's corner. Blackwell gonna take it himself. Oh, frying pan chop across the chest to Karrion Kross. Blackwell rolls him over and goes for a pin here. One. Just a one. Karrion Kross still far too powerful and hasn't been in the match all that long. Stefan Von Berger comes in on the tag, catches a rising knee from Karrion Kross and a blatant choke. Kross chases Von Berger out of the ring, gets a hold of Blackwell, tags him with a hard right, steps out onto the apron, gathers up Big Jake Blackwell, slams him into the lip of the apron. Von Berger right there to catch him, hurls him towards the barricades. The German technician catches a right from Karrion Kross. Kross goes behind on him, has him up, sidewalk slam on the floor, with Tom Canamora continuing to count, and Big Jake Blackwell still laid out near his tag corner. Von Berger rolled back inside the ring by Karrion Kross. Von Berger with a set of hard lefts, and oh, what a gut-wrench suplex from the German technician. He's stalking him like Godzilla. Karrion Kross makes the tag to Mad Dog McKay. A running dropkick quickly takes him down. Von Berger right on the scene on that one. Gathers up McKay. Gets a hold on him. Whips him to the insider's corner. A hard right from Stefan Von Berger. He backs it up. He winds up the arm, and there's another clothesline to Mad Dog Mark McKay that sends him collapsing to the canvas. Stefan Von Berger going all the way topside here as he awaits McKay to stand up. Double axe handle does not find the mark. Instead, a shot to the midsection from Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay counters, delivers a kick to the midsection to Von Berger. Von Berger shoves him back. A shoulder tackle takes McKay down again. Mad Dog Mark McKay not faring too well here as the insiders continue to double team him and keep him confined to their corner. Here's another pin, one. McKay powers out, and Karrion Kross was there to make the save. But now Von Berger's going to make him pay. There's a pendulum backbreaker to Karrion Kross. Mad Dog McKay finally beginning to stir here. Von Berger goes right back to work on him. Rounds him back up. Whips him back into the insider's corner where he has spent far too much time already. Blackwell with another kick to the ribs of Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay is squirted to the other side of the ring, hung up off the top rope. Big Jake Blackwell, international champion, all the way up on the top turnbuckle. Mad Dog McKay rising to a standing position here, and a flying shoulder takes McKay right back down again. Blackwell sets up the power bomb a second time, and Mad Dog McKay's taken 2 of those already. Mad Dog Mark McKay might want to consider tagging out at this juncture. McKay once more back into the insider's corner, where he has already spent an unhealthy amount of time. Big Jake Blackwell playing tug-of-war with the arm of Mad Dog McKay, slams his head into the turnbuckle. McKay, with his leg draped over the rope, catches a calf kick from Big Jake Blackwell. Blackwell countered by McKay, who finally finds his way out of the corner. A spinning neckbreaker to Big Jake Blackwell. McKay with a stomp to the face of Big Jake Blackwell, gouging the face and eyes of the international champion, Mad Dog Mark McKay, apparently having had quite enough. Turns it over to Karrion Kross on the tag. Blackwell back inside the ring, charges, locks it up with Kross. Kross lays him up against the ropes. A chop across the chest, the leg draped over the rope, and Karrion Kross yanking the leg of Big Jake Blackwell against the ropes. A chop across the chest, a second, a hard right, and a cheap shot from McKay too. Blackwell gets it back on track with a kick to the midsection to Karrion Kross. Rounds him up over the shoulders. So Mullen drop from the man of the people, who goes for the cover and hooks the leg here. 1, 2, just the 1. Karrion Kross powering out before the count of 2. Big Jake Blackwell gathers him up, whips him again towards the insider's corner. Ooh, a hard right forearm, and here's a tag to Stefan Von Berger. And here comes a double team. Uh-oh, this ain't good. Diving headbutt right to the nether regions. And I'm sure Karrion Kross did not appreciate it. Kross out on the apron, using the ropes for support. Counters Von Berger with a forearm, gets himself back inside the ring, locks it up with Von Berger. Von Berger with the upper hand, hangs him up the top rope. Karrion Kross drops to the canvas. Von Berger locks up Kross, whips him to the insider's corner. Here comes Big Jake Blackwell, the team working extremely efficiently. Karrion Kross catching a back body drop as Big Jake Blackwell takes over. What a pummeling shot to the chest from Blackwell. Blackwell takes himself all the way up to the top. Karrion Kross was in no danger of that one. Blackwell miscalculating the distance, a clubbing overhand right to the head instead. Kross whipped onto the apron, counters with a forearm to Blackwell, makes his way back inside the ring. They lock it up. Right into referee Tom Katamora, and a clothesline takes Karrion Kross down. Blackwell rounds up Karrion Kross again. Once more onto the breach, dear friends, into the corner. And head first into the turnbuckle for Karrion Kross. Blackwell with another flying pan chop across the chest of Karrion Kross, turns it over to Stefan Von Berger. Karrion Kross beginning to take quite a bit of punishment here, and it's starting to show. Again, Kross finding his way into the corner. Von Berger sets him up on the top turnbuckle, tags him with a couple of rights, and out right onto the floor he goes. Well, that's a direct approach. Von Berger going after McKay. Tags him with a hard left, steps out onto the apron with McKay as Karrion Kross is rolled back inside the ring, and McKay is slammed across the lip of the apron. Karrion Kross laid out the advantage all on the side of the insiders at the present time, as Stefan Von Berger drags Kross towards center. Misses with the stomp. Kross back up on his feet. A rising knee takes Von Berger down to the canvas. Karrion Kross going for the cover here. 1, 2. Just a 2 count, according to the official. Von Berger rounded up again by Karrion Kross, this time taking a trip to the other team's corner for a change. And Karrion Kross pulls him out and drags him down. Going to work on the leg of Stefan von Berger. Kross trying to turn things around here for his team. Stamping the hands and fingers of Stefan von Berger. Kross steps out, turns it over to Mad Dog Mark McKay. Von Berger misses with his jumping neckbreaker. McKay gonna make him pay for the mistake. Oh no, he isn't. He just got countered and whipped to the ropes, and oh, what a spine buster from the German technician. Stefan von Berger gets a hold of McKay, whips into his team's corner again. McKay has had quite enough. He counters with an elbow, and whoa, what a left shot. Putting von Berger down on the canvas. Here comes Karrion Kross again. Von Berger tags him with a hard right, goes behind on him. There's a German suplex. Rounds him back up, and there's a clothesline for good measure. Von Berger covers, hooks the leg. 1, 2, 3, and well now McKay unable to make the save. The Insiders are going on to the next round.
Here's the time, 10 minutes and 40 seconds, and your winners, the Insiders.
Well, certainly full marks to Mad Dog Mark McKay and Karrion Kross. However, it was a valiant effort, but not enough against Stefan von Berger and Big Jake Blacklow of the Stronghold, who will be advancing to the next round. Here you see it. Von Berger with that German suplex clothesline combination putting Karrion Kross away. We'll be back with our next tournament matchup right after the break. Alright fans, as we continue, here's a tag team match that certainly got my attention. The Red Star Confederation, Ivan and Nikita Koloff, set to lock it up with Mr. Ringside Eddie Guns and his brother El Jefe Ray Guns, the Guns brothers.
Don't even bother trying to pick a winner here. It's too hard.
Our next tournament match, one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring first, from the former Soviet Union, at a combined weight of 560 pounds, Ivan and Nikita Koloff, the Red Star Confederation.
Well, what makes you say this match is too close to call, Myron? I'm leaning towards the Guns brothers.
It's the Koloffs. They got experience, and they like to fight dirty. These are two things that the Guns brothers are going to have to overcome if they expect to win.
Point clearly taken, Myron, but keep in mind, Eddie and Ray are not above a little dirty fighting themselves.
Plus, these two teams are fairly even in the experience department. Eddie and Ray been at this game a long time.
Their opponents, from the Bronx, New York, at a combined weight of 480 pounds, Mr. Ringside Eddie Guns and El Jefe Ray Guns, the Guns brothers.
There are brother tag teams in pro wrestling to the point where it's ubiquitous, but Eddie and Ray, the Guns brothers, have been, well, they've stuck around a mighty long time. As you point out, Christy, they've been at this for plus 20 years. Eddie, of course, the head of the Ringside Army, which basically ran things in the early 2000s around here. And El Jefe, who's definitely come up in the experience department with his brother Eddie over the years.
You know, all these things you both say, I totally agree with. But it's a tournament match, and anything could still happen.
Well, all right, it is going to be the Russian Bear and Mr. Ringside starting off this tag team tournament matchup. Referee Charles Lucera sounds the bell. They come center ring. Mr. Ringside with a hard right to Ivan Koloff, followed up with a back suplex. Mr. Ringside moves in on the Russian Bear, gets a hold of the trunks. There is a nice vertical suplex from Mr. Ringside, followed up with a stomp to the face. Ivan Koloff catches a discus punch, and the Russian Bear taking quite a beating in the early goings here. A set of mounted punches and a disrespectful slap to the face. I'm not sure what's going on with the Red Star Confederation, but Ivan Koloff a little bit lethargic this evening. A kick to the midsection from the Russian Bear to Mr. Ringside, right up into a bear hug center ring. Ivan Koloff trying to end this one quickly, but that is just not going to happen. Mr. Ringside with a set of shots to the head of Ivan Koloff, into a Lutez press, a set of hard right-mounted punches to the head of the Russian Bear. Ivan Koloff rounded up again, countering with elbows to the midsection of Mr. Ringside Eddie Guns. A hard right from the Russian Bear and a headbutt, finally taking Guns down to the canvas. Here comes the Russian Nightmare Nikita Koloff. A dropkick takes Nikita down. An overhand right to the head, followed with a second one that momentarily stuns Nikita Koloff and slammed face first into the canvas. Well, I'm not kidding. The Red Star Confederation looking quite weak at this point in the matchup as El Jefe takes over for his team. There's a kick to the leg of Nikita Koloff. A knee, and another, and a third to the same area. El Jefe, no doubt, working on warming him up for that figure four leg lock submission. Nikita Koloff trying to get the upper hand here. Front cradle on El Jefe, slams him down with one arm. And finally, the Red Star Confederation finally beginning to mount some offense here as Ivan Koloff comes in, charges, clothesline, doesn't find the mark, but a shot to the back of the head does. El Jefe whips Ivan Koloff out onto the floor on his side of the ring. And Ivan Koloff caught between the devil and the deep blue sea on the wrong side of town. El Jefe slammed Ivan Koloff's head to the floor, follows it up with a driving knee. The Guns brothers have been in control of this matchup from the opening bell, and it hasn't stopped yet. Another stomp to the face to Ivan Koloff. El Jefe drives a knee into the head of Ivan Koloff. Koloff pitched into the barricades by El Jefe. Ray Guns takes himself back inside. Referee Charles Lucera continuing to count a stunned Ivan Koloff. And the Guns brothers doing very well for themselves in this matchup so far. Nikita with a headbutt to El Jefe takes him down hard. Ivan Koloff rounds up El Jefe Ray Guns. And there we go, that power, the military press slam. And Nikita Koloff comes in. El Jefe steps out and back in for a reset, tags Nikita Koloff with a right to the gut and follows it up with a pile driver. Quickly going for the pin here. 1, 2. I'll tell you what, already all four participants have already taken quite a battering. You can see both Koloffs are bleeding. El Jefe's bleeding. Mr. Ringside so far the only one that hasn't sustained any serious damage. Eddie Guns with elbows to the midsection of Nikita Koloff. Nikita counters with a knee. He's setting up the pump handle here. He's got him up over the... Whoa! Beautifully executed pump handle slam. Here comes the Russian Bear, Ivan Koloff again. Mr. Ringside quickly steps out of the ring for a moment. Ivan Koloff comes out after him. Maybe that's what he was looking for. A set of slaps to the face, a double shot to the midsection, and a knee right to the head. And a stomp to the midsection. The Russian Bear really taking a pounding at the hands of the Guns brothers this evening. Mr. Ringside rolls him back inside. Follows him on in himself. Mr. Ringside again slamming the nose of Ivan Koloff into the mat as El Jefe takes over. Ray Guns rounds up the Russian Bear, and he is all messed up. Koloff whipped to the ropes. El Jefe with a back body drop and a kick to the back of Ivan Koloff. Koloff gathered up again. Ray Guns trying for the bear hug, but Ivan Koloff says, "Oh no, you don't." Again up into a military press slam from the Russian Bear. He takes it back to his corner, turns it over to the Russian Nightmare, Nikita Koloff. El Jefe back up on his feet, charges a shoulder tackle. Takes Nikita down to the mat. Nikita counters with a right to the midsection. Locks up El Jefe. Whips him to the ropes, misses with the elbow. El Jefe quickly putting on the brakes. Nikita Koloff to go after Eddie Guns. Feet to the Bodran, 10 count punches to the chest from Nikita Koloff. And El Jefe, waiting right there for him, sneaks up on behind. There's a shot to the back, and there's a whip to the corner. El Jefe charges and is countered by Nikita Koloff, who goes behind on him. He counters with an elbow. A kick to the gut. And a chicken wing suplex. Nicely done by El Jefe, grinding the face of Nikita Koloff into the canvas. Follows that up with an elbow across the back. Nikita Koloff counters, slams Ray Guns into the mat. Here comes the Russian Bear again. El Jefe locks him up. Kick to the midsection from Ivan Koloff. Misses with the right. Ray connects with his right to the midsection. Takes him down. And here we go. Texas Cloverleaf. Spinning toe hold. And Ivan Koloff in some trouble here. And he's been in trouble from the word go. Mr. Ringside comes in on the tag. Ivan Koloff, with a shoulder tackle that doesn't fully find the mark, decides to opt for another. Whoa, from a military press into a knee to the midsection for Mr. Ringside. Nikita Koloff comes in on the tag. Koloff misses with the dropkick. Mr. Ringside whips him to the far right corner. Gets a hold on Nikita, slams his head into the turnbuckle. Nikita Koloff counters with an elbow, escapes the corner, misses with the clothesline, catches the kick to the midsection, and a loop does press and a set of mounted right hands from Mr. Ringside. And here's a pin attempt with a hook of the leg. One. Only just a one, huh? Whoa. All right then. Here comes El Jefe. If at first you don't succeed, and the Guns brothers doing really well in this matchup. A nice toss from Nikita Koloff. The Koloffs certainly trying to battle back in this one, and they have been at a major disadvantage for most of this matchup. A knee to the head to El Jefe from the Russian Bear. Ivan Koloff drives the knee of El Jefe into the mat. And repeats the move for emphasis. Ivan Koloff drops an elbow on the leg of El Jefe, turns it over to Nikita Koloff. Ray Guns back up on his feet already. Nikita misses with the clothesline, catches a chop block to the knee that doesn't take him all the way down. There's a knee to the midsection from Nikita Koloff. El Jefe whips Nikita to the ropes, kitchen sink, knee to the gut. Ray Guns locks it up with Nikita Koloff, escorts him to the Guns brothers corner, but perhaps taking a bit too long. And he certainly paid for it. There are elbows to the midsection from the Russian Nightmare. Nikita misses with his move and catches a clothesline. Wow, what is going on with the Red Star Confederation this evening? Vertical suplex from El Jefe. And conversely, the Guns brothers have been working like a well-oiled machine. Mr. Ringside takes himself all the way to the top turnbuckle, far right corner. Nikita Koloff slowly making his way to a standing position here. Here we go, double axe handle right across the head of Nikita Koloff, followed up with a stomp to the back from Mr. Ringside. Eddie Guns absolutely on fire here. Nikita Koloff countering with a jawbreaker and a Lutez press, followed up with hard right hands to the head of Mr. Ringside. Nikita Koloff locks it up with Mr. Ringside, escorts him to the Red Star corner, head first into the turnbuckle. But Eddie Guns counters but catches a cheap shot from Ivan Koloff. Vice grip. Nikita Koloff trying to block the flow of blood to the brain of Mr. Ringside, and down he goes. Nikita Koloff rounds up Mr. Ringside. Whoa! What a headlock toss from the Russian Nightmare. Eddie Guns. He's experienced enough. There's enough shots to the midsection to back him off. Another kick to the gut and a DDT. Mr. Ringside beating it out of town and turns it over to El Jefe Ray Guns. Now well over the halfway mark and still no sign of a winner in this tournament matchup, and it has been intense all the way. But it has also been all the Guns brothers. El Jefe, with a couple of stomps to the face, decides he's had enough, turns it back over to Mr. Ringside. Here comes the Russian Bear on the tag. Koloff runs right into him and gets pitched out to the floor. Again, on the Guns Brothers side of the ring, El Jefe right there. But Ivan Koloff counters with an elbow, goes behind, and puts the vice grip on Ray, but El Jefe, quickly rescued by his brother, a gouge to the face to Ivan Koloff, up over the shoulders of Eddie, taken to the, head first into the lip of the apron. Ivan Koloff may want to not acknowledge this match after it's over. Ray Guns looking on as Mr. Ringside tries to pitch Ivan Koloff back inside the ring, doesn't succeed in doing so, and decides, well, hey, atomic drop will work. Eddie Guns with a hard right spins around Ivan Koloff, gathers him up a second atomic drop right to the keister. Ivan Koloff, battered and bleeding, and taking quite a pounding. There's a headbutt counter as the Russian Bear avoids the count, makes his way back in, decides to go after El Jefe, and brings him back into the ring the hard way. An overhand right from the Russian Bear, who goes right after Mr. Ringside, takes him down with a shoulder tackle, and snaps the arm on Eddie Guns. Ray Guns still momentarily stunned by Ivan Koloff's attack. Koloff catches a kick from Mr. Ringside, puts the brace on a second one, and tags him with a forearm, and a shot to the back. Goes behind on Mr. Ringside, a headbutt right between the shoulder blades. Eddie Guns rolls to the outside. Ivan Koloff going right out after him. El Jefe still recovering inside the ring. Ivan Koloff, well, all politeness gone. There's a blatant choke from the Russian Bear. Koloff with a hard right to Mr. Ringside. A second that spins him around. He goes behind on him. Another headbutt right between the shoulders. Ivan Koloff trying to put out the Guns Brothers fire here, but he's only got a thimble full of water to work with. Ivan Koloff back inside the ring. Mr. Ringside stunned on the outside. Ivan Koloff going after El Jefe in his tag corner, and again brought back into the ring by the Russian Bear. Mr. Ringside back inside. Koloff misses with his move. There's a kick to the midsection. A jawbreaker from Mr. Ringside. A double throat chop. A right, another, a third, and a fourth. Well, now Ivan Koloff catches an elbow to the face from Eddie Guns. Eddie takes himself to the top turnbuckle. Ivan Koloff laid out on the outside. Is he going to go for the high-risk maneuver here? Koloff standing up and, Nikita Koloff putting the brakes on that plan. Drives a knee into the head of Mr. Ringside. Eddie Guns slides out after Nikita Koloff. He is mad. Tries for the atomic drop, but Ivan Koloff saving his nephew. Knee to the back from Ivan Koloff. Going to work on Mr. Ringside. Eddie Guns on the outside with the referee, Charles Lucera, continuing to count. A couple of stomps to the face to Mr. Ringside from Ivan Koloff. Has him up, retaliates, and drives Eddie Guns' head into the lip of the apron. Same as he got earlier. Mr. Ringside bounced off the barricades like a pinball. Ivan Koloff with a chop to the head of Eddie Guns. And it looks like now, after all this time, Eddie Guns finally starting to lose a little bit of steam. But they have still got the advantage in the match so far, as Mr. Ringside takes himself back inside. Charles Lucera continuing to count Ivan Koloff, who finally makes his way back inside the ring. Locks it up with Mr. Ringside, has him up for the military press, but Eddie Guns says, nope, we're not doing that one. Eddie Guns, whoa, just letting gravity do the work. Koloff slammed face first into the mat, and here comes El Jefe Ray Guns again. What a match we've had so far. Double boot scrape to the face of Ivan Koloff. Ray Guns locks up Ivan, takes him down, and back into that spinning toe hold. Again, that figure four has not come into play yet, but you can bet it probably will. Ray Guns has been working the legs of both Koloffs all through this match. Oh, look at this, into a sleeper, but perhaps a little too close to the ropes. Nikita Koloff breaks it up. Ivan Koloff breaks it up with a jawbreaker. A set of hard rights, a chop, another right. A quick sidestep from El Jefe and a Russian leg sweep center ring, as if there were any other kind involving the Red Star Confederation. Ivan Koloff delivering elbows to the midsection of El Jefe. And we've got less than 5 minutes to go in this tournament match, and there's just got to be a winner. Headlock punch to Ivan Koloff. Koloff locks up El Jefe. El Jefe countering with elbows to the midsection. A hard shot to the gut. A kick to the gut. And another chicken wing suplex for the Russian Bear. El Jefe turning it back over to Mr. Ringside. And they have been using the tag early, tag often technique quite effectively. A stomp to the gut. And a hard right to Ivan Koloff from Mr. Ringside, who again turns it back over to El Jefe as Nikita Koloff comes in. Fresh partners all the way around. There's a clothesline from Nikita Koloff, and here's a pin attempt. But Mr. Ringside quickly there to break up the party. Nikita Koloff going back to work on El Jefe here. With less than 3 minutes to go, elbows to the midsection of Nikita from El Jefe. A hard shot to the gut. He takes him down, and here it is. What did I tell you? There's the figure 4. We could see a submission right here. The referee checking Nikita. Ivan Koloff comes in, breaks up the submission. El Jefe catches a kick from Ivan. Ivan makes it back to his corner, but El Jefe's had enough. He's going right after him. There's a shoulder that takes Ivan down. Nikita Koloff still laid out. El Jefe goes for the pin. 1, 2, 3, and what a ride that was. The Guns Brothers going to the next phase of this tournament.
The time was 17 minutes and 50 seconds, and your winners, the Guns Brothers.
Well, now with just a little over 2 minutes remaining, Eddie and Ray, the Guns Brothers, finally picking up the win over Ivan and Nikita Koloff in this tournament tag team matchup, and what a battle it was. As you see right here in the replay, Nikita Koloff taken out by El Jefe, still lying there absolutely motionless, as El Jefe takes out the Russian Bear and goes back to finish the 3-count pinfall. We'll be back with more Rage in a minute.
Alright fans, we got more tag team tournament matches coming up in the second hour, but right now, let's wrap up the first with Ballarat Jack's new lady, Virginia Austin, set to go one-on-one against the Yankee Rose, Miss Georgia Washington.
I like the way you said that. Ballarat Jack's new lady.
Yeah, I know, right?
This next ladies' match is scheduled for one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Approaching the ring first, from Adelaide, Australia, representing the UK ladies, Virginia Austin.
You know, out of all those former Bell Council women, seems like Jody Dvorak is the only one who's made it decently after the council was broken up. And I'm convinced that Virginia Austin here, well, she's just the cheapest for-sale opportunist we've got around here. To just step in and snatch up Jessica Goldman's old spot like that, you just know she and Jack have probably been carrying on for weeks behind Goldman's back. Now, I got zero proof of that, but, you know, pattern recognition. Jack was on the outs with Goldman all through the Summer Smith Revenge Tour, and that's when things went really sour for Goldman, as far as Jack was concerned. Well, they're both catching the heat for it right now.
They most certainly are. Oh boy.
Let me roll up onto the sidewalk and take a look, yeah?
And her opponent, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, she is the Yankee Rose, Miss Georgia Washington.
Well, here's an M. Night Shyamalan twist. A match where Georgia Washington is actually favored to win? There's that unpopularity on Virginia peeking out again. As much heat and hell as they've given the Yankee Rose, she's practically sainted next to Virginia Austin, who might as well be rocking her own scarlet letter. I'm trying to find polite ways of saying impolite stuff, and it's very hard.
I think I quite understand, Christy. I do believe I understand exactly what you're trying to say, and no, it isn't exactly nice, but it is, well,
cogent, let's say. I can say it. Stu Hart would have called her a whore. I've heard Jim Cornette tell that story about Stu Hart in the phone. Well, it must be quite a change of pace for the Yankee Rose to be the favored opponent in any match. Willie Johnson sounds the bell. Virginia Austin swings and misses with the right, gets a hold of Georgia, whips her to the ropes, does absolutely nothing. Georgia puts on the brakes. Uh-oh, here we go. Virginia Austin with a military press drop. A rebound off the top rope, a moonsault across the back of the Yankee Rose. Georgia Washington puts on the brakes, delivers a knee, a slap to the face of Virginia Austin, and a spinning neckbreaker. Virginia Austin, gathered up by the Yankee Rose, halted and blocked by Virginia Austin. Austin countered by the Yankee Rose, another slap to the face. A series of shots and a spinning forearm, followed up with a driving knee to the head of Virginia Austin. Virginia counters with a leg sweep. Georgia counters with a kick to the head. The Yankee Rose takes herself all the way topside. Virginia Austin, whoa, quickly getting out of the way, but missing with her leg drop as well. Two moves that didn't find the mark. Georgia Washington with a vertical suplex on Virginia Austin. And boy, Virginia Austin, talk about your lightning rods of controversy, as I so often say. She has certainly become one of those. Georgia. Whoa, I'm not sure what that was supposed to be, but it did kind of work. Virginia Austin laid out on the canvas by that rather ungainly move by Georgia Washington. Now twisting the head and neck area of Virginia Austin. And boy, is she unpopular at the present time when the Yankee Rose, Georgia Washington, is the favored opponent in any given match. That is absolutely unprecedented. Another leg sweep from Virginia Austin. Virginia catches an elbow to the gut. A right, a chop, another chop, a third chop, and a hard right, another chop, a series of chops, and whoa! What a brutal set of shots to Virginia Austin. The Yankee Rose again driving the knee into the head of Virginia Austin. Ginny Austin, as she now likes to be known, having her share of problems. She has been through it all. Former member of the Bell Council, has competed numerous times against Dynamite Jeannie Parker for the Women's World Championship, none of those attempts ever bearing fruit. Georgia Washington off the top rope. Ooh, a rather ungainly crossbody, but a pin. 1, 2. Oh, close but no cigar. Willie Johnson really starting to hear it from Georgia Washington, but it was definitely a 2 count. A stomp to the arm of Virginia Austin. Austin quickly back up on her feet, catches a kick to the midsection from the Yankee Rose. Georgia Washington has Austin up over in the fireman's carry. Virginia Austin counters it into an inverted DDT center ring, taking down the Yankee Rose. Georgia Washington rounded up over the shoulders, but she too not going for the ride quietly. Virginia Austin again rounded up over the shoulders, but oh, look at this. Oh, well now. A package slam from behind. The Yankee Rose with a spin kick that stunned the crap out of Virginia Austin. 2. Willie Johnson gonna get a complex after Georgia Washington gets done taking him to task on those counts. Virginia Austin slowly makes her way to a standing position. The Yankee Rose countered by Virginia, who goes behind for this little bit of a surfboard stretch thing and a headbutt right between the shoulder blades to the Yankee Rose. A kick to the midsection. Virginia Austin setting it up. There it is. The goodnight kiss. And she just tucked in Georgia for the pin. 1, 2. Yankee Rose quickly getting that right shoulder up in a rip of a hurry, making sure the referee saw it. Oh, look at this. What a sadistic stretch here from Virginia Austin. Quickly countered by the Yankee Rose. Back up on her feet. Locks it up with Austin.
Austin has her up. Sidewalk slam. Virginia Austin trying to regain control of the match after Georgia Washington's dominated for most. Whoa, that was beautiful. Having to give credit where it is due, Virginia Austin just executed a gem of a move. Hard right, spins the Yankee Rose around, jumping neckbreaker to Georgia Washington. Virginia Austin could very well end things right here with that move. Here's a pin attempt. 1, 2. And yet again, Willie Johnson just catching it from all sides here. A kick to the head from the Yankee Rose to Virginia Austin. Austin centering as Georgia starts to really open up here. Right back to work on the head and neck area of Virginia Austin. Virginia slammed to the canvas. The Yankee Rose runs across the apron, takes it to the top, and here we go. Oh, what a knee right across the throat of Virginia Austin. 1, 2. Unbelievable. Oh, the Yankee Rose is mad. Georgia rounds up Austin. A slap, a right, and a rib breaker from Georgia. The Yankee Rose catches a kick from Virginia Austin, quickly back up on her feet, tries to round up Georgia Washington, goes behind on her. And whoa, tried for something but didn't get it. Georgia Washington stamped her foot and got out. Spinning neckbreaker to Virginia Austin, now a head scissor, followed up with a sharp wrap to the noggin. Virginia Austin, gathered up by Georgia, whipped over the top rope, out onto the apron. There's a hard right that puts her all the way down on the floor. Georgia Washington, right out after her, wasting absolutely no time. Up over the shoulders, fireman's carry, and flapjack face first into the floor went Virginia Austin. Austin with a double shot to the Yankee Rose, followed up with a stamp to the arm. Referee Willie Johnson counting as Georgia and Virginia really start to mix it up on the outside. Virginia Austin decided she's had enough, takes herself back into the ring. Georgia Washington moves in, and here we go. A slap across the chest, a shot, a right, a left. Oh, man. Draped over the middle rope, a kick to the calf from Virginia Austin to Georgia Washington. Limps out of the corner. Austin with the military press slam again on the Yankee Rose. And a set of hard right hands to the head. And now Georgia Washington starting to take quite a bit of punishment. What a moonsault from Virginia Austin, who's going to go high risk again, apparently taking herself to the top turnbuckle. Georgia Washington laid out center ring. And she starts to slowly make her way to a standing position. Here we go, and a Hurricane Rana to the Yankee Rose. Wow, that was beautiful again. Virginia Austin has a wicked leg drop, but she hasn't been able to land it once on Georgia. Georgia with a set of shots, a kick, gets a hold of the leg, dragon screw, takes Virginia Austin down to the mat. Austin rounded up by Georgia, a snap of the leg from the Yankee Rose. Georgia Washington rounds it up into the figure 8 leg lock, foregoing the Rockets' red glare, going with a submission instead. Look at the arch on that back. Virginia Austin in all kinds of trouble. Referee Willie Johnson checking things out. Austin tapping out. That is going to do it, ladies and gentlemen. The Yankee Rose with a surprise win over Virginia Austin. Let's go get the official time from Aria Mitchell.
Here's the time, 8 minutes and 29 seconds. And your winner, Miss Georgia Washington.
Well, there are 2 surprise gifts under Georgia Washington's Christmas tree. A tap-out win over Virginia Austin. And get this, the adulation of the fans for a change. I'm not even sure Georgia's able to handle it.
Yeah, well, she shouldn't get used to it. It's not like she's going to face Virginia Austin every night. But let's give credit where it is due. She did score a tap-out win, and she didn't even use the Rockets' red glare to do it. Well, Virginia Austin, she's going to continue to suffer. It's just the nature of things.
And that concludes tonight's first hour of RWL Rage. We will be back with the second half right after this brief intermission. Stay with us.